Hello and welcome to St. Matthew's Academy News. We have been researching how to stay safe on the internet in preparation for Safer Internet Day. The campaign encouraged young people to consider how they interact with others to develop online relationships.
This year's theme is to create, connect and share respect. A better internet starts with you.
Have smartphones destroyed a generation? Research has found that the constant presence of the internet, particularly social media, has changed the behaviour and attitudes of today's teens. They're less likely to date. They no longer just hang out with their friends. They're not in a rush to drive. Less likely to get enough sleep, and more likely to feel lonely and depressed.
Is social media harming the mental health of teenagers? It's becoming more and more obvious how the pressures of social media disproportionately affect teenage girls. I can see it all around me. Pressure to be perfect, to look perfect, act perfect, have the perfect body, have the perfect group of friends, and the perfect amount of likes on Instagram. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And if you don't meet these ridiculously high standards, then the self-loathing and bullying begins.
What is really worrying is that time and time again, these studies pop up and demonstrate that the mental health of teenagers, especially teenage girls, is on the line. We know this. We know these perils on the internet. We've heard about online bullying and the dangers of ARCS FM. We know the shaming that goes on in our schools. We know this. So I ask, what are we waiting for? Inaction of these issues is harming the physical and emotional well-being of young people in this country. What has to happen before we do something?
Are smartphones making today's teens unhappy?
New research has added to the growing body of evidence that technology could be affecting our mental health, finding that teenagers who spend a large amount of time on their smartphone are more likely to be unhappy.
On average, those who spend more time in front of screen devices, for example texting friends, playing computer games, using social media, reported being less happy than those who spent time partaking in non-screen activities such as sports, reading, newspapers, magazines and face-to-face social interaction.
The study also found that a drop in young people's lives satisfaction, self-esteem and happiness, which occurred after 2012.
Which also coincided with the sudden increase in smartphone use and other screen devices, with 2012, the year that percentage of Americans owned a smartphone, rose above 50%.
So Nicole, have you answered our question?
Indeed we have. Today smartphones are making teens unhappy and we need to stop that.
Are British teenagers among the world's most extreme internet users? More than 1 in 3 British 15-year-olds are extreme internet users who spend at least 6 hours a day online, which is more than their counterparts in all other 34 OECD countries, apart from Chile. The reports by the Education Policy Institute says over a third of the UK's 15-year-olds can be classed as extreme internet users, spending over 6 hours a day on the internet, markedly higher than the average of OECD countries.
The only OECD country with higher levels of extreme internet use than the UK is Chile. The OECD published its findings in a report last year on students' well-being in its 35 member states. The report warns that children and young people's heavy evidence points towards a correlation between extreme use of social media and harmful effects on young people's well-being.
Social media obsessed teenagers are frightened of real life that some won't even open the door. Teens obsessed with social media are so lonely that many stay close to their bedrooms, but experts have found it does not damage the social skills they need later in life. In one extreme example, a girl became so frightened that she could not pick up the phone or even open the door, and others are at risk of developing mental health issues later in life. The findings are laid bare in a report commissioned by the National Service Trust, which polled 1,012 to 17-year-olds and found 6 out of 10 said they were lonely, and 1 in 20 said they have never spent time with friends out of school.
To avoid all of these issues and others that we have not had time to talk about, I am giving every student and teacher in SMA the 15-day challenge. Number 1. Go social media free until 6:30 p.m. on weekdays and lunchtime at weekends.
Number 2. Post 3 positive comments every day.
3. Charge your phone outside of your bedroom every night.
4. Switch your phone to do not disturb the mode at night.